TikTok family. Peace, love, and prosperity to my YouTube family. Just want to get a spiritual vitamin in for this week. Running late, but you know how we do. um, I'm continuing on in the teachings of Silvanus family. It's so much going on at one time. Oh my goodness. And it's so important that we stay rooted in the word, in the truth, as the Most High continues to tear down all of this wickedness around us, all of the fakeness, all of the lies. I mean, he just exposed. Look at how these politicians think of us, family. Look at how these politicians think of us. And so I am so happy to see and hear that our people are the blinders are coming off. They just aren't falling hook, line, and sinker for all of this nonsense that the Democratic Party is trying to shove down our throats. I had mentioned this on our Shabbat lesson with Kamala Harris. One minute she's claiming Indian, the next minute she's claiming black, you know, and she brings Megan the Stallion to perform, and this is how these people look at us, family. They want to keep us in this ignorant state. Ignorance is so costly. Okay. Ignorance is darkness. Okay. We've got to stay rooted in this word, in the light, so that we can see all of this nonsense that these devils try to push on us to keep us what? In an oppressed state. Okay. Anyhow, we're going to continue on though with our mission to take the shackles off our people's minds, remove the scales, and to get get our people enlightened and rooted in the creator of all things with his laws so that we have a better life. Okay. So I'm continuing on. I'm in the teachings of Silvanus today. Once again, this is from the Nag Hammadi scriptures. I know some of you ordered this. I'm on page 513. Okay. It's not it's so important that we not only read this word, but we live it. Okay. The Most High gave us these laws to live by so that we can have peace in our life. All right. It says, walk in the way of Yahusha. It says, do not tire of knocking on the door of the word. Do not get tired of knocking on the door of the word. Listen, I'm not letting anybody in right now. I am thinking though, one day, maybe even next week, I will let people come on and ask questions. But as of now, I'm not doing that. Okay. It says, do not tire of knocking on the door of the word. Yahusha is the word, family. And do not cease walking in the way of Yahusha. Walk in it that you may receive rest from your labors. And this is important that you understand, because so many people tie their relationship with the Most High and His Son. They tie it to what other people are doing. Okay. You can't do that, because if that person falls, where will that leave you? If your relationship was based on what that person was doing. And see, this is the problem with religion and churchianity. People consider their relationship equal to whatever whoever they're following, and that is not the way to be, because people are so unstable in their ways a lot of times. If you see somebody that's living righteously, it's okay to take nuggets from them, but that should not be the basis of your relationship in living righteously, okay? That's all I'm saying. So it says, do not tire of knocking on the door of the word. So seek out your own relationship, family. Do not rely on people. Seek out your own relationship. That is the very basis of our message, in all honesty. Okay, it says, walk in it that you may receive rest from your labors. If you walk in another way, the way you take is of no profit. For those who walk in the broad way will in the end go down to muddy perdition. What is perdition? Right? If you look that up in the Strongs, it's G684. Apoleia is the word. Doesn't that sound a lot like Apollyon? Right, in Revelation, it says the key to the bottomless pit was open, and Apollyon and Abaddon came out of it. Guess what Apollyon means? Ruin, loss, damnable destruction, die, perish, waste, pernicious ways. Okay? Pernicious is to destroy fully or to perish. Okay? It says, for those who walk in the broad way will in the end go down to muddy perdition. For the underworld is wide open to the soul, and the place of perdition is broad, except Yahusha, the narrow way, for he is oppressed and bears affliction for your sin. O obstinate soul, in what ignorance you exist. This is what these devils play on, our ignorance. And in ignorance, we all at one point in time was on this broad road of that would lead us to what? Muddy perdition. Some of us got splashes of mud on us still that the Most High is cleaning up now, from that path. Okay, it appears to be the easy way until them consequences of judgment hit you. And judgment is coming swiftly now. The Most High is no longer winking his eye. It says, O abstinent soul, in what ignorance you exist, for who is your guide into the darkness? How many likenesses did Yahusha take on because of you? And that's the thing. So many people are being guided by darkness. They're choosing to be guided by darkness. Okay? Christ's saving work, or Yahusha saving work. It says, although he was divine, he was found among humans as a human. He descended to the underworld. He released the children of death. They were suffering birth pangs, as the scripture of Yah has said, and he sealed the heart within it. He completely broke its strong bows. And when all the powers had seen him, they fled, so that he might bring you, poor wretch, up from the abyss and die for you as a ransom for your sin. He saved you from the strong hand of the underworld. Let that sink in for a minute, dear family. I'm going to read it, as a matter of fact, one more time. This is entitled Christ's Saving Work. And we say Hamashiach instead of Christ. But it says, although he was divine, he was found among humans as a human. That took, that took great love right there. I mean, because easily, just like he could have just said, you know what, I'm starting over. These people aren't worth my time. Let me just start over, because they are so thankless. They are ungrateful. They are wicked. They are selfish. But he did not do that, okay? It says, although he was divine, he was found among humans as a human. He descended to the underworld. He released the children of death. All of us in the spirit realm, before his ransom sacrifice, was walking on a path of death. We were literally walking dead in the spirit, okay? It says he released us from that. It says they were suffering birth pangs, as the scripture of Yah has said, and he sealed the heart within. He completely broke its strong bows. And when all the powers had seen him, they fled, so that he might bring you, poor wretch, up from the abyss and die for you as a ransom for your sin. He saved you from the strong hand of the underworld. But as for you, give him utterly and completely your assent by taking decisive action, that he may take you up with joy. And that ascension starts with elevating our mindset. This is what is in motion right now. Remember when we read in Revelation a couple of Sabbaths ago, part of the redemption process begins with teaching and learning, family. That is part of the redemption process. So this is why we get on here to help you all to elevate your mindset with the words of the living Yah. Okay, to feed your spirit. Okay, to get help to give you light and life. Because why? As we see the forces of darkness, it said when they saw Yahusha's light, they fled immediately. When light sees darkness, it comprehends it not. Light drowns out darkness. Okay? It says, but as for you, give him utterly and completely your assent by taking decisive action, that he may take you up with joy. That assent is the gift of Yahusha, which is humility of heart. The acceptable sacrifice is a contrite heart. What does contrite mean? It's a feeling or expressing remorse or penitence, okay? Affected by guilt. That means you literally are sorrowful for being in the sinful state that you were in, okay? It says if you humble yourself, and this is the problem, is too many people think they know better than the Most High. We are not humble as people. If you humble yourself, you will be greatly exalted. And if you exalt yourself, you will be exceedingly humbled. And we have witnessed this over and over and over again. Okay, humility is a big deal to the Most High. All right. Now, this also references Matthew chapter 23, verse 12, the paragraph I just read, which says the same thing. It stresses the importance of being humble when you come to walk this walk in righteousness. Humility is a requirement, family. Guard yourself against evil. My child, guard yourself against evil and do not let the spirit of evil throw you down into the abyss. For he is mad and bitter. He is terrifying and throws everyone he can into a pit of mud. It is a very good thing not to love fornication. This is one of the devil's biggest tools as well. That spirit of lust, right? I mean, once again, I know my husband and my son both, when they had Instagram accounts, it's like the algorithm knows whether you're a male or a female because it will constantly throw videos that of women twerking, women showing their butts, all that stuff. It constantly directs towards people. Okay. That's why he's saying, guard yourself. It is a very good thing not to love fornication and not even to think of that wretched subject at all. For to think of it is death. Ooh, let me read that one more time. It is a very good thing not to love fornication and not even to think of that wretched subject at all. For to think of it is death. It is not a good thing for any person to fall into death, for a soul that is dead will be without reason. This is what I meant when I was saying so many people are walking dead in the spirit. Why? Because they are wrapped up into the lust of the flesh, which kills the spirit, family. They are just walking dead. Okay. It says, for a soul that is dead will be without reason. Things they do make absolutely no sense. None. Okay. It says it is better not to live at all than to acquire an animal's life. Why? Because animals go off instinct, right? A lot of times animals aren't reasoning. And they certainly don't have divine reasoning that we have been gifted with. It says, watch yourself so that you are not burned by the fires of fornication. Many shooters of the arrow are slaves to it. These whom you don't know are your enemies. Oh, my child, strip off the old garment of fornication and put on the clean and shining garments. In it, you are beautiful. When you have this garment, protect it well. That goes with clothing yourself with righteousness. Clothe yourself with righteousness, family. In it, you are beautiful. When you have this garment, protect it well. Release yourself from every bond that you may acquire freedom for yourself. If you cast away from yourself desire with its many devices and release yourself from sins of pleasure. And see, they removed that part. So I don't know what that says. And this is what happens. Like they get our writings and they take things out or they may add things. So anyhow, they took that part out. But then it says, listen, O soul, to my advice. Do not become a nest of foxes and snakes. Do not become a nest of foxes and snakes. Because when you are fornicating, family, you're sinning against your own body. You're taking things into your temple, both physically and spiritually. This affects you in a negative way. So do not become a nest of foxes and snakes, or a hole for lizards and asps, or a lair for lions, or a shelter for vipers. When these things happen to you, O soul, what will you do? For these are the powers of the adversary. Remember in Shabbat lesson we read, beware the adversary's devices. And one of the things that paragraph brought out was, how will he enter into your soul? Right? And fornication is a primary way, family. Okay. It says, through them, everything dead will gain entrance to you. For their food is everything dead and everything impure. When these are within you, what living thing will come into you? The living angels will detest you. You were a temple. You were a temple, but you made yourself a tomb. Oh my goodness. Let me read this one more time. Woo, my goodness. It says, when these are within you, what living thing will come into you? The living angels will detest you. You were a temple, but you made yourself a tomb, family. Stop being a tomb. Stop being a tomb. Stop being a tomb, please, and become a temple again, that uprightness and divinity may remain in you. Nothing is worth losing the divinity that is in your temple, family. Nothing is worth that. Stop being a tomb. Oh my goodness, I love it. It says, stop being a tomb and become a temple again, that uprightness and divinity may remain in you. Light the light within you and don't put it out. Don't put the light out, family. I don't care what challenges come before you. Don't let anything put your light out. Okay? Don't let anyone put your light out. It says, for no one lights a lamp for wild animals or their young. Raise your dead who have died, for they were once living and they died on your account. Give them life and they will live again. For the tree of life is Yahusha. So when you're speaking righteousness, you know how many, listen, even now, I was looking last night on the news. Once again, this thing has popped up about people. It's supposedly a new medical disorder where people are seeing demons. Okay, but of course, with the witchcraft that we're in today in this society, full of witchcraft, they want you to believe that this is a new medical disorder, and they can't explain where it's coming from. Literally, people are out here in darkness, walking dead, seeing demons. Okay? They are seeking light, have no clue what's going on, no spiritual discernment whatsoever. Walking tombs, family. We need to be able to speak life into people and bring light, okay, so that people get understanding of what's going on, okay? The Most High left these writings for us to be enlightened, to elevate our mindset, to come out of the mud, okay? Oh, okay. I'm just going to read a little bit more and then I'm done. It says, Christ is the wisdom of Yah, or Yahusha is the wisdom of Yah. It says, He is wisdom and also the word. He is the life, the power, and the door. He is the light, the angel, and the good shepherd. Entrust yourself to this one who became all for your sake. This is who we need to be trusting in, not people. Yes, people can deliver the word and he can use people, but you got to be able to recognize whether that's his voice or not, family. Entrust yourself to this one who became all for your sake. Knock on your inner self, because he's inside of us, family. Knock on your inner self as upon a door and walk within yourself as on a straight road. For if you walk on the road, you won't be able to go astray. Oh my goodness, I love it. Knock on your inner self as upon a door and walk within yourself as on a straight road. Change starts where? Within, family. Yahusha dwells inside of us when we come into a relationship with him. It is a beautiful thing, okay? It says, for if you walk on the road, you won't be able to go astray. And if you knock on this one, you knock on hidden treasures. Since he is wisdom, he makes the foolish person wise. She is a holy kingdom and a shining robe. This is talking about wisdom now, family. All right. Wisdom is a spirit and it's a feminine spirit. Okay. It says, she is a holy kingdom in a shining robe. Having much gold, she gives you great honor. The wisdom of Yah became for your sake a foolish form, that she might pick you up, O foolish one, and make you wise. And the life died for you when he was powerless, so that through his death he might give life to you who once were dead. Entrust yourself to the word and remove yourself from animality. It is clear what an animal is, one who lacks reason. For many think they have reason, but if you take a good look at them, their speech is animality. And again, this is why it's so careful that your conversation is righteous, okay? Because as we can see right here, it says, I'm going to read it one more time. Entrust yourself to the word and remove yourself from animality. It is clear what an animal is, one who lacks reason. There is so much garbage out here right now that people are talking. It's animalistic because there's no reasoning behind it. It makes no sense whatsoever, especially the things they push on our people as okay, as the end thing. It's nothing but leading us to destroy ourselves, as we just read. All right, so that's why we got to be careful about what we are taking into our temples, what we are listening to. Okay. It says, give yourself gladness from the true vine of Yahusha. Satisfy yourself with the true wine, in which there is neither drunkenness nor dregs. The true wine entails the end of drinking, since it can give joy to the soul and mind through the spirit of Yah. But first, before you drink of it, nurture your reasoning powers. Excuse me. There's nothing like the peace that comes from drinking of this true vine. Okay, I was in a conversation yesterday and I was telling this sister a little bit about my own situation. And she's like, how do y'all sleep at night? But she don't understand. Like literally, I had just woken up from a nap before I got on with her. But the thing is, when you are one with Yahusha, and you have complete faith and you understand that faith extinguishes every fiery dart of the devil, it gives you peace. You know that it's going to be okay, regardless. You know what I'm saying? You can sleep at night. That's the beauty of being one with the Creator and His Son. Okay. It says, before you drink of it, nurture your reasoning powers. Okay. When you are in this word, it gives you the ability to reason on the heavenly divine level. Okay. It gives you full understanding of what's going on here in this realm. And some understanding of the heavenly. It says, avoid sin. Do not stab yourself with the sword of sin. Do not stab yourself with the sword of sin. And that's the thing, family. You are responsible for inviting these demons into your realm, into your temple, based on the things that you do, based on the things that you're listening to, based on the things that you're taking in. Okay? It says, excuse me, do not burn yourself, O wretched one, with the fire of pleasure. Y'all know that saying, you're playing with fire. That's what it means. You're literally doing things that could get you sent to that lake of fire. You're playing with fire. It says, do not burn yourself, O wretched one, with the fire of pleasure. Do not surrender yourself to barbarians like a prisoner, or to savage beasts that want to trample you. For they are like lions roaring very loudly. Don't be a corpse, or they will trample you. Since you are human, it is possible for you through reasoning to conquer them. The person who does nothing worthy of Yah is not the rational person. The rational person is the one who fears Yah. The one who fears Yah does nothing insolent. What does insolent mean, family? Insolent means showing lack of respect, rude, or arrogant. And don't we see that permeating throughout the world today? Arrogance, disrespect of the Most High, the creator of all things. And this is why he's breaking the system down. Step by step, we're seeing it, and it's an acceleration. Was it yesterday the stock market lost 1,000 points? Like, just that's a huge drop. Now it did go back up some, but you know, they always try to spin it in the news like, oh, it's no big deal. But family, it's a big deal. And soon we're going to really feel it with inflation, and especially when the dollar, you can't use it no more, which is coming real soon. Okay, but you got all of these uprisings going on over there in the UK. It's a lot of uprisings going on here too. They're just not showing or talking about it. Okay. The system, Babylon is falling fast and hard. Okay. You cannot be insolent toward the creator of all things and expect nothing to happen. Okay. You just can't do that. All right. All right. It says, where was I at? It says, the person who does nothing worthy of Yah is not the rational person. The rational person is the one who fears Yah. The one who fears Yah does nothing insolent. The one who keeps himself from doing anything insolent is someone who keeps his guiding principle. See, and that's what's important. The Most High's laws should be our guiding principles. Okay, when we fear him, we're keeping his laws to guide us through life. Okay, no one knows how to give us direction on how to live life successfully than the one who created life. Okay, no one else could give you better advice than that. It says this person, though existing on earth as a human being, makes himself like a god. How many people do we hear saying they are God? I mean, that right there, yes, the Most High gave us dominion of the earth as men and women, but that does not make us him. Okay? Yes, he dwells within us when we're following him. That does not make us him, family. Okay? This person, though existing on earth as a human being, makes himself like God. That's where they mess up. This is where the pride and the arrogance and the insolence come from. This is where people mess up thinking they know better than him. The one who makes himself like God is someone who does nothing worthy of God. According to the statement of Paul, this person is one who has become like Yahusha. It says, who can worship Yahusha? Who can worship Yah without wanting to do things that are pleasing to Yah? Who can worship Yah without wanting to do things that are pleasing to Yah? And see, that's important. Okay. When we worship the Most High, it's not about going into a building. It's not about a title. It's not about what we do for these religious organizations. It's about doing what is pleasing to him. Are you giving to the poor? Are you looking out for the weak and the widow and the orphan? Are you doing those things that's important to him? Are you shining light on a mountaintop, helping people to get understanding, okay, of him and how things work? All right. It says, who can worship Yah without wanting to do things that are pleasing to Yah? For worship of Yah is something that comes from the heart, and worship of Yah from the heart characterizes every soul that is near to Yah. Okay? So listen, marinate on these words here. I went from page 513 to 515. We'll continue on in this next week. But in the meantime, family, make sure that you are not making your temples a tomb. All right. And y'all have a very prosperous day in Yah.